welcome to the Endless Backlog Podcast. We are on podcast number goddamn 4 of Endless Backlog Z3 Week. I am your host, Gagandeep Singh of the number 1 Amateur Hour podcast, as told by me. Joining me today is Christopher Compton.
Here we go again.
What's your, over-under on how many times, I have, a slip of the tongue or get tongue-tied?
I don't know, I feel like your stroke is mostly past.
Yeah, we'll see. Also here is William Berger.
Yo, I feel like if it's gonna happen, it'll probably happen during the rage-induced stroke you suffered during the Nintendo cast, so I think you're safe on this one.
I have no idea what you're talking about, because that moment never happened. Also here's Kira Sutherland.
Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Aljosa Klujic, who at least Towers should be happy about.
Hello, what's up?
Are you gonna say anything for Towers, considering he's gayer for you than he is for me?
Did you miss me?
A little, I guess. Oh, you mean him.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Mm-hmm. Ben Minkoff is also here. He's getting a bottle of water, though, so...
I'm here right now.
Oh, did you get your bottle of water?
Who knows?
Did you
I
get
heard
your
it.
bottle of water?
That was Kira's.
Sorry.
I was confused.
Actually, I really did forget to grab a drink, but I got grapes here, so that's fine.
Eh.
Yeah.
Will I be able to get it without anyone noticing? You, the listener, will find out.
Okay, you visited New York for a few days.
Yeah, I was there 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Same.
Cool.
It was fun.
Oh, that's bad.
It was raining the first day, yeah, but then it was good.
Did you have to deal with humid New York heat or just regular New York heat?
It was regular actually, pretty sweet. The second day, I was in a hoodie and jeans, and it wasn't hot at all, but it was still 23 degrees.
Anyway, the reason we're breaking some chronological order here is because technically, chronologically, we're actually fine, considering 2/3 of this podcast. But Chris needs to be out in a hurry, and I figured he wants to talk Square. So this is our third-party press conference podcast, specifically for Electronic Arts, Ubisoft, and Square. The reason they're all bunched up together is because Square's conference was actually good, and the other two basically did nothing for us for their 2 hours between them, right?
So we think we can get to them quickly.
Yeah, we can get to them quickly. I'll lead with Ubisoft more than EA, just to break order, because I'm just going to fucking say it right now. Ubisoft did not show a single good video game.
Moving on to EA. Now let's talk about...
No one disagrees with that assessment. No one wants to go to bat for Rainbow Six, or...
I only caught the very end of the conference, and
what did they
wasn't that cool.
What did they show? Here's what they showed. They showed a CGI for Assassin's Creed, another one. They showed Jason Derulo dancing to Just Dance. Just
Dance still exists.
Just Dance.
Yeah, that was definitely the right performance for that demographic.
Yeah. South Park is getting a new game. South Park, The Fractured Butthole, spelled B-U-T space the word hole, W-H-O-L-E.
Fractured Butthole.
But Fractured Butthole, yes. They have a nice play on words there. Which sounds interesting because South Park Stick of Truth was good. It was number 4 on our top 10 last year.
I just bought it on Steam.
Obsidian still developing?
No, that's an Ubisoft project, yeah. But,
interesting.
R.I.P.
Nothing about that game was Ubisoft good. I mean, I'm sorry. Obsidian good, right? It wasn't a proper Obsidian RPG. It was a very traditional, almost, I would compare it to a JRPG, very, baby's first RPG in spots, but everything that made it great was
the humor,
the
and
South Park aspect of it.
So you're
I guess that'd be Trey and Matt.
Yeah, so they're still there. So it's all right, yeah, we just need a dummy studio to make sure this isn't broken, and in theory, any studio is better than Obsidian to make sure it's not broken. You know?
Yeah.
Well, this is Ubisoft.
This is Ubisoft. That's true.
Wait,
I don't feel like we should be giving the people who made Assassin's Creed, whatever the fuck the last one was, Unity.
This is our commitment to Assassin's Creed that we really don't even remember the subtitles.
The worst thing is that Kira was a huge Assassin's Creed fan, and even she's fuck it, we're done.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just gonna play Pirates forever. Fuck this.
Yeah, I mean, me and Chris weren't down on it, and I'll just say either. We liked Assassin's Creed too. I thought Brotherhood was fun.
Yes.
Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't good, but whatever.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, there was an Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking played Revelations. I still barreling through. Like, I have like this gold pot at the end of the tunnel called Black Flag that I was told was good, but I still have to barrel through Assassin's Creed 3 to get there.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
I have
can just-
problems.
Chris needs to do it, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Chris,
Chris,
I
sorry,
understand your
problems.
pain. I understand your pain, because I refuse to play The Witcher 3 until I do my Witcher 1 and 2 playthrough, and it's like, oh, Witcher sucks so much.
Yep. Chris,
have
I also feel
chronological
your pain.
problems. Yeah.
Like, I'd love to just play Black Flag, but it's like, no, I should probably play 2 and the other one. Fuck.
Just don't
Two
play
is
3.
playable. 2 is definitely play. Like, you're going to start liking Ezio after the stuff you hate about him. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked on that. Assassin's Creed got a CGA thing. The Division got a visual downgrade.
Shock.
I'm still interested in
I
the
can't
game in
believe
the
that happened.
sense. I'm so interested in the game in the sense that I think Massive Entertainment is good, and World in Conflict was a badass game.
Yeah,
But
it was.
everything about the game is that it's a shared world loot RPG shooter. The last shared world loot RPG shooter I didn't like because I don't like loot RPGs of almost any kind at this point.
I liked it.
Yeah.
The trailer for that, for the Division.
The trailer? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or like the gameplay, like whatever they
You
showed.
thought it was fun?
Yeah, I thought it looks cool. I generally like those like PvE co-op shooter type things, yeah. Where you're like facing
Yeah.
off against just faceless bad
Yeah.
guys nonstop.
Well,
And
feeling
then yo, that betrayal feature they got will like kill more friendships than Mario Party. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
that actually is kind of interesting. Oh, I like cover shooters are inherently better built for co-op play, just because like that mechanic itself forces you to sort of create environments that lend itself to like flanking and shit like that.
Yeah, that game's just gonna enable my like
Yeah.
love for friendly fire in games. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like be a full on troll. It's gonna be
It's
I
more-
amazing.
mean, yeah, see, a part of me likes this idea, and the other part of me realizes nothing will ever fucking get done in that game.
Yeah, no, we'll completely dick over El Josa every time. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
Oh, make him walk down the plank again.
Rainbow Six does nothing for me. And it's not even like, oh, I
Like
want it to be like old Rainbow Six. It just does nothing for
Like,
me when I see it.
Are we talking
Siege.
about Siege?
Yeah,
Really?
Siege.
I thought, I didn't see the thing this year, but the thing last year was fantastic.
It looks the same.
Yeah, but last year was like a super scripted version of it. This year, we actually got to see what multiplayer would look like, which did not look anywhere as like super intense and thorough as that thing we saw
Hey.
last year. It looked like 5 dudes running around and 5 dudes hunkering down. And
At least it's
shooting.
not all houses. They went into an airplane
Yeah, they
this
went
time.
into an airplane. The other thing, I mean, Terrorist Hunt is fun. I think that structure is more interesting than a Horde mode, but with Killing Floor 2 coming out this year, I'm not seeing what's impressive about this Terrorist Hunt. So, I don't know, it did nothing for me. The Ghost Recon teaser sounds really like an awesome idea, I guess.
The
For the
Division 2?
Well, because it's more like an open world first-person shooter, but they already have one of those, and why the fuck is it called Ghost Recon?
Because reasons.
Because brand loyalty.
Yeah, but
Because Tom Clancy?
I mean,
right?
it has elements of Ghost Recon to it.
in what capacity?
There's guns.
You have a team, and it's in large open environments instead of a closed environment for Rainbow Six.
Wow, that's so specific.
But that could be anything.
I'm not saying it's a specific franchise.
Yeah,
It's
Ghost.
military.
I'm just saying, Ghost Recon used to be like this super tactical thing, and I get it. Whatever. It stopped being a super tactical thing.
I mean, like, was
along the way.
Advanced Warfighter super tactical?
Graw wasn't that bad of a swing. I thought Rainbow Six Vegas and Graw were a relatively decent balance. They're not dumbed down games because they are dumbed down, but they're at least just tactical enough to be more interesting than a running gun twitch shooter.
And,
I like Graw.
I don't know how tactical Future Soldier was. 'cause-
Nope, none,
No
zero
one played it.
tactical.
But yeah, by that element, it's just an extension of that. Except you apply the Ubisoft open world formula to it.
Yeah,
from what I
that's
can
I
tell.
can't wait to climb towers. Anyway, so yeah, that's
Find
Ubisoft.
towers and find drug targets,
Yeah.
and then hunt them down.
Yeah, I haven't
Yep.
played an Ubisoft game I've liked since.
Assassin's
Far Cry?
Creed 2.
Bro, Home was
I was not super into Far Cry 3. Well, besides Valiant Hearts and the Rayman stuff, like proper Ubisoft Montreal game, because these
Yeah.
are all basically Ubisoft Montreal games.
So you're into the Ubisoft hipster indie bullshit, basically?
Of course,
Yeah,
he
their
is.
hipster indie bullshit is actually fun, interesting, unique, and not climb a tower.
Valiant
For
Hearts
the
was
hipster
really
indies,
fun.
the endless backlog.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's hipster indie bullshit is pretty solid.
Yeah, their hipster indie bullshit is accepted here. I mean, Child of Light was a little whatever, but Valiant Hearts I like.
Valiant Hearts was cool.
And Ben likes Grow Home, and I'm sure Grow Home is good. I don't know. Anyway, Ubisoft gets... no one's really clamoring to go to bat for anything of theirs, right?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
cool. On to Electronic Arts.
Hey, what about Tony Hawk, yo?
Tony Hawk is none of these three publishers, but okay.
Tony Hawk is Ubisoft, isn't it?
It's
why
Activision.
Activision.
Oh, same shit, dude. Yeah, moving
What's
on.
American?
But
and
was
the
it
other
Beyond
French?
Good and Evil 2 going to be announced at the Ubisoft
Ah,
conference?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, I guess we should finally talk about that, I guess. So Michelle
Yeah,
Ancel is no longer even on the project.
They abandoned it, dude. Everyone's gone, yeah.
It's dead. It's dead, Jim.
So, which not only hurts Beyond Good and Evil, but I would say also Rayman, because the last two Rayman games were freaking good. I like Rayman Origins and Legends.
They didn't
Did
say
he
he's
make
out of
Rayman
Ubisoft.
Legends?
Are you sure?
Did he make Rayman Legend? I don't think he was involved. Wait,
He
was he?
was part of both Rayman games.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah. He created Rayman.
Yeah.
He was the guy.
He's
He's the
Oh,
guy.
what about For Honor? That's a Ubisoft game.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was shown.
For Honor, actually, I saw the gameplay trailer of that, and that seemed like interesting. At least
I
it's
liked
different.
it. It looked cool.
It'll
Yeah, it looks like they're
disappoint us
trying to,
down
like-
the road.
Yeah, it'll disappoint, but it looks cool for now.
It looked like okay, so I was into it because it was a new IP, and then I was instantly out of it when they showed actual gameplay of the game. Did you
What
see
thought
the
did you
stage demo?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, those animations look stiff and awkward,
yeah, they're a little
as opposed to
janky.
something fluid.
It's
and
early.
fun. You can't play the it's early card with Ubisoft. Their games don't upgrade, Ben. They do
Goes
the other
down.
thing.
It goes down from here.
Yeah.
I guess.
What? You can name an Ubisoft game that's been upgraded over the years. Don't say
Yes.
Splinter Cell. It got worse when they made Conviction.
Assassin's Creed went up for a while.
No. I mean, from like what they initially show you to
Oh.
what you initially play.
Yeah.
Rayman Legends.
No, Murphy was not as good as you thought he was gonna be.
I don't know.
So exactly. Anyway,
But it looks like cool mechanics. You get to fight people.
I don't know.
Yeah, the sword fighting stuff. That's
It looks like
that's a
Rise,
new way
bro.
to do
Yeah,
sword
but-
fighting.
To me, it looks like Chivalry, but not as good.
Looks
But
like
in third
Rise,
person.
yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
I think that sword fighting stuff seemed like it might be interesting to play around with. That's
Maybe.
about it, though.
Whatever. Can we
Can
move
we-
on past Ubisoft? I thought we
Yes.
would get through this in quicker than 20 minutes.
Yes.
We almost did.
We're going quicker than 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we are going quicker than 20 minutes. That's true. We did.
All
lose a
right,
few minutes.
EA. Woo.
Electronic Arts. Chris, you got a Mass Effect CGI trailer.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And they announced the name. It's Mass Effect Andromeda, which means it confirms everything we thought. It's going to be in a
yeah,
new galaxy.
all those leaks that they had last
Yeah,
year, they're
That's
all real.
Yeah. they're real. Everything's happening.
My
So what are the
question
leaks?
is,
Or I don't know what.
It's on
like, what game
NeoGAF.
is-
There's this huge leak for Mass Effect 4
give us
details.
a rundown of like the major details that interest you
Basically,
guys.
it takes place in this new galaxy, and you are tasked with finding a new place for
Earth.
Mhm.
Earth to live, like humanity to live.
Well, that
So
sounds neat.
they said it's like it's not directly tied to the first three games. Like there's no Shepard, but there's definitely it's not unrelated in the sense that I'm guessing you're looking for a new Earth because of the events at the end of Mass Effect 3. And to kind of like so from the sounds of it, like it's good and bad in the sense that it sounds like there's more focus on exploration than just straight up like killing robots kind of thing, like the Geth style. But at the same time, it's not quite what we were hoping for in the sense that it's a smaller scale. It does not sound smaller scale at all from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
You're exploring an entirely new frontier on your own and like setting up bases.
So I guess this
Also,
is
the
weird.
Mako's back.
And the Mako's back. Okay, so I guess this is weird because if any other franchise was doing this, I'd be annoyed that they're bringing back the same exact thing. But I didn't think they needed to change galaxies. Like, all I want is for you to, if you're gonna keep making more of this, give me the universe I was into. Give me none of the Reaper bullshit. Like, nothing
Well,
to do with Reapers.
Reapers
Well, that-
will definitely be gone, but like we're probably still going to see like there's confirmed a Krogan squad mate if that leak is to be believed, which
Yeah.
at this point it is. So Krogans are definitely in it. I'm sure like Solarians and Masari will still show up.
I have a hard time believing that stuff wouldn't show up. I just think like getting out of the galaxy is a way for them to keep everybody's choices valid and not like, okay, now we have to pick a canon ending and shit on your save file.
Which they already shit on their own game, but like the point is,
But you know what I mean? Like if
yeah,
you,
no, I do.
yeah.
This is basically an everyone wins situation because they sidestep the problem of the Mass Effect 3 ending and
They
allow
could have done it
themselves.
by basically doing a game that's just set in a time when Shepard's crap is going on, and you're like, great, that shit's happening on the side. This is our own story in this universe. Like, you could do that instead.
I guess they could have gone. There was basically 2 routes to go, and this was the one.
I mean, whatever. It's... I don't know if I want another Mass Effect. And I'm not even one of those people that Mass Effect 3 ruined the franchise for me, because I still think Mass Effect 3 is a good game. But
I think by the time Mass Effect 4 comes out, which is at the earliest, holiday 2016, I think that was the announced date, it'll have been 4 years. More than 4 years. Almost 5 years since the last Mass Effect. So I think that's a pretty good cooldown.
you think
Yeah.
4 years is enough to lick those wounds for a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think-
people?
I
I
think,
think
for
those
sure,
wounds can heal.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
mean,
basically did after Citadel came out. That was good.
yeah, that was really
Yeah.
well received. I think that's long enough for people to kind of have that hunger again. Like, man, I really want another Mass Effect game, and for like time to heal the wounds of the original cut of that ending. Which
How
is
bad does Phil shit on Mass Effect 4? when it
Oh,
comes-
so badly. Especially if they go with the Inquisition design of like how you build up your bases is you go do fucking fetch quest missions and like finding resources in the wilderness. If that is how you build up bases, it's dead in the water.
Yeah, but to be fair, Mass Effect never did that kind of stuff, really.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I played Inquisition
Oh, fuck,
and this.
it was worse. Never mind. You discovered technology by planet scanning. I forgot that was a thing.
So yeah, that's the only thing I'm nervous about is how much they focus on this kind of metagame, minigame stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the fact in Mass Effect that it's more like everything as big as the scale was, it's still basically your decisions with your team is what matters, not these bases that you really don't get on the ground and look at in any way.
All right.
Or if it's like a Fallout thing where you're building your own base, that'd be cool.
Build your own ship. Build the Andromeda. Have
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo on your team.
Andromeda is the galaxy, not the ship. God.
Kevin Sorbo should be in the game, though.
Stupid.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Fuck Kevin Sorbo.
Do not care about his personal beliefs as a human being. Does not matter. He is
Fuck that
Hercules.
guy.
He's Hercules.
No, he isn't. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is.
Excuse me. Are you shitting on Kevin Sorbo?
Well, Goggin, what
Sorbo's
are
a
you gonna
douche,
do?
yeah.
I
What are
don't
you
know
gonna
where
do?
to go
Not
from there.
support-
Yeah.
not support the Rock,
Conflicted,
the
aren't you?
greatest man.
I am conflicted. How
Part of
dare you?
my plan.
I'll focus on the EA stuff before we mention the hipster indie game. Fuck their sports games. It's the same
Yeah.
sports games. It's FIFA. It's NHL. It's NBA Live is still a thing. Madden
They
is.
keep trying with NBA Live.
They want to make a basketball game, man. I don't know. Why is the basketball game more broken than the other sports games?
because they didn't make one for like 4 years, so they had to build everything from the ground up in a really tight period of time.
And then they're stuck doing the fixing on 1 year dev cycles. Yeah.
Pretty much.
They don't have a team to make the basketball games. They put the NHL teams on NBA Elite, and yeah, that's you know what happened.
That
after
suddenly explains why NHL games are having a drop off.
It's like, how do we make hockey into
Yeah, you split up those teams into 2 different games, and then
Yeah,
completely.
because the NHL games were like these really well received games every
last
year.
year?
And then the last couple years, it's been going downhill, and it's like, what the fuck happened, guys? You guys were on the upswing.
I
It's
remember
unfortunate because NBA Live 2008 or 2010, I can't remember which one of those won. The last one before Elite was actually a really good game. Should have kept like just building up on that. Instead, they completely killed it, and you know what happened next.
Maybe this is the year in Madden you can do a no huddle offense and go full Peyton Manning. Who knows?
FIFA looks good, apparently.
I mean, how did the last FIFA work for you?
Every even year FIFA's a good one.
So it's like the opposite of Metal Gear Solid?
I guess. I don't know. I
Metal Gear Solid 1, 3, and 5.
5
yeah,
are pretty good,
every
and then 2 and 4 are
even year
bullshit?
FIFA is pretty good, so. And then now they actually have competition with PES, so hopefully FIFA 16 is good.
Would you have said that if Phil was on the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
It's not even going to be the best soccer game
I'm
this
so
year.
disappointed he's not here now because I wanted to hear the rage. Oh, well.
It's not going to be the best soccer game this year, right, Goggin?
Goggin, I hate Metal Gear Solid 4. You know this.
Oh, yeah, no. Fuck Metal Gear Solid 4. Battlefront was the closer. Battlefront was an annoying closer because everything about EA's press conference was, you're gonna see Battlefront.
In
And
30
then
minutes.
Yeah, in 30 minutes.
There was like a timer, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was just going, like even the Plants vs. Zombies guys, before you guys see Battlefront, you gotta see Garden Warfare 2.
They spent 12 minutes on Garden Warfare 2.
You know, but those games, like, the first one was fun. I don't have an issue with them making more of that.
12 minutes.
They don't
on-
need to show the gameplay.
long minutes.
Like, Garden Warfare is fun, and it's so simple, it's stupid, and it's Plants vs. Zombies. Like, it's endearing, but the actual gameplay when you're just looking at it, well, like I said, it's super simple, so it looks like, man, they made a kids shooter.
It's like they talked about it, and then they showed a trailer, and then they showed gameplay, and then they talked about it. I was like, honestly, guys, stop. We get it.
And honestly, they found a way to make Highway to the Danger Zone kind of lame. Because it doesn't even sound interesting. Like, if a Saints Row trailer had that song, man, I'd be so pumped.
Plus, I feel like we heard it 4 different times during.
So,
Yeah.
Volition, for the next Saints Row, if you want to use Highway to the Danger Zone, that one's free. Courtesy of
I
this
think they've
Backlog.
used that song in a Saints Row. I think it was in Saints Row 4, actually. Just not the trailer. Moving on.
You got the touch for Saints Row 4.
Moving on, we didn't even talk about Battlefront.
Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about... Well, finally, eventually, like us, they got to Battlefront, right?
Yay.
It looked really cool.
Yeah.
It looks Star Wars-y.
It looks Battlefield-y, the Star Wars moddy, too, at the same time. But, like, it looks fine, because, like, Battlefield plays very well, and has always played very well, and big scale with DICE multiplayer is like, no, yeah, that's what they do.
And the sound effects, oh my god.
Yeah, their audio direction, they probably have the best, like, audio department on the planet. It feels
So good.
So good.
Because their
Yeah.
sound
Amazing.
effects,
For sure, yeah.
their sound effects in the Battlefield games, or even Mirror's Edge, like, they just, the way they handle how you move, like, just little things, like, just listening to, like a heavily geared dude and hit those boots on the ground sounds, like, there's 1,000 military shooters, DICE's games, for some reason, make that guy walking sound right, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
And now you've given them access to, like,
Star
Skywalker
Wars.
sound and all that stuff.
And people
The only-
love Star Wars. They love the lightsaber sound. They love the Force, the way the blasters sound.
It all sounded really good. But my question is, like, obviously it was scripted for the press conference, like everything, the walker coming down, the air combat, and then like Vader and Luke Skywalker showing up at the end. I just wondered, because how big are those maps actually, and how much is going on in the background? Because I remember I read a press, or like an article afterwards, in which people were asking, like, that big ship came down during the battle. Is there any sort of actual player input on what? And he said it's more kind of whatever team is winning, things will start happening in the background. So if one
It's a
team starts,
Levolution thing.
yeah, it's a Levolution thing for
Ooh.
sure. So I wonder how much of the action was actually just stuff you
Well,
can't really control,
the
and how much
stuff-
was people playing.
Oh, okay. Like, the stuff that's scripted for obvious reasons was like the way that squad was really tight, and they ran into another squad that was really tight. Anyone that's
Right.
ever played Battlefield, that's half the time you're not
That's
anywhere near
right.
your squad. But, like,
Yeah.
assuming you were playing the game right, and you were going against people playing the game right, first of all, they wouldn't have handled another team that easily, so the other team would have to suck to make that happen. But, like, the actual shooting looked good, right? And
Yep.
then X-Wings and TIE Fighters on the battlefield. Makes sense, because we already know how jets work in
Yep.
Battlefield
Right.
3 and 4, and they're not game-breaking the way
No.
they were in Battlefield 2. There's always some type of anti-air thing. The class system looks like exactly what you would expect from Battlefield, so there's going to be an anti-vehicle class, a medic class, and an assault class. Battlefield
Sounds
finally has a kill streak reward in Heroes, but apparently that was always a Battlefront thing.
That was, yeah.
That was, yeah. And the way it's handled is unique.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Still makes sense. And then when you die, you just go back. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
fine.
you just go back. So that's fine, in my opinion. Those big lumbering things, whatever, the AT&T?
AT-ATs, yeah.
Yeah, the AT&Ts.
Yeah, the AT&Ts, cell phone provider / walking tank of Star Wars, that the way you bring it down all Rogue Squadron style, that was probably scripted, and that's probably how you take that thing down, but
every time.
There's no way that vehicle isn't getting shot at.
Yep.
Because he definitely wasn't getting shot at by anything, so, you know, admittedly it'll be harder to rocket launch that thing considering how it's going to move, but I'm excited to see how that'll play. So, like, the scripting doesn't bother me, because even Battlefield, they have to show you have to show multiplayer in some form of a script.
Right.
Or else,
I just want to know how big the maps actually
the maps
are
going to be big, though. It's DICE.
I mean, Battlefront has always had big maps, and DICE has always had big maps in their games,
Right.
so I don't see, like, small maps. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
especially with the player count that they're shooting for, I don't think we're going to have small maps.
And not to bring Wazi's thing in there, because he likes pointing this out, that Battlefront games were fun, but they were never particularly balanced or well thought out as multiplayer games in comparison to the thing. And whereas DICE, it's not so much that they're ever going to be some massive esport balanced game, but DICE makes proper multiplayer. So in this context, I feel like if Pandemic does not exist to make this thing, I can't think of a better studio best fit to do Battlefront than DICE.
I agree.
The only thing that will potentially ruin this game is if Electronic Arts is pushing the shit out the door hot and messy. Right?
Which is possible because it happened with Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
It's got to hit that release date.
It is a fairly early release date, and Battlefield 4 was only 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we know that they've been working on it for a while.
Yeah.
Because
Sort of?
I mean, well, last year they showed all their concept art and like this is what we're going to we're going to Lucasfilm, we're looking at their archives, like they've been doing this for a while clearly.
But like think about what DICE was for the longest time. Battlefield 2 came out in 2005. We got Bad Company 2 in Battlefield 3 was the very next year after Bad Company 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but they have multiple teams now.
Yeah, they're a big studio at this point. They're the engine studio. Maybe that'll help, the fact that they no longer need to do the engine stuff for everyone. Because that's got to be done by now. Like, Frostbite is what it is. It's a pretty looking engine.
So Mass Effect's using?
Yeah. It looked good for Dragon Age Inquisition. It looks good for Battlefront, naturally. So, yeah, so Battlefront looks like a big multiplayer game for this year, which, I guess I was speaking with Kundi when we were in Skype. I was like, this year's multiplayer lineup is looking really strong, because by Unreal Tournament should be done, and it's already like playable and great in its like early access alpha stage, because it's free.
Yep.
Probably going to be the best free-to-play game of all time. Suck it, Ben! You got it. Killing Floor 2 looks badass. Like, we're just waiting for it to get out of early access. And then you have Halo 5, which is looking right. You have Battlefront.
Metal Gear Solid 5 has that cool multiplayer.
Metal Gear Online is sounding pretty sick. You don't have to be excited for Ben. I'm naming... Wait, you don't care about the other shooters I'm name-dropping.
That's true.
Whatever. So why did you wait till Metal Gear to go?
I actually played Metal Gear Online before.
That's true.
Yeah. I guess the only thing this year is missing is, like, I guess a proper Blizzard multiplayer or...
Well, Heroes of the Storm just came out.
Oh, yeah, Heroes of the Storm.
It's StarCraft 2 thing. I mean, that's
nice. And I think there's a good chance that Heart of the Swarm will come out this year or early next year.
Well, early next year. I'm talking just...
I mean, Legacy of the Void?
Yeah. Legacy of the Void. No, Heart of the Swarm was the last one. You're right. Yeah. But, I mean, like, that game is probably pretty close to being done.
Yeah. Well, there's also no, like, good fighting game besides Mortal Kombat X, which we already got that's coming out this year. So.
Didn't they say that Street Fighter V was releasing this year?
That's not happening.
No, not this year. Early next year.
The beta is this year or something.
Yeah,
okay, all right. Yeah.
A fighting game with a beta, gentlemen. Maybe that's the big news of E3.
Yeah.
Everything should have.
Why is that so, like, surprising?
Because it's the first one.
We've always had a fighting game betas, only they cost $60. Now it's free.
I just think it's
we
nice
should
that
just
they're.
end on that joke. Yeah, we really should just end it on that joke.
Are we
But
going to talk about Mirror's
I
Edge?
wasn't
Battlefront,
making a
yeah.
joke, yeah.
Battlefront
yeah,
was
Mirror's
the
Edge.
best.
The follow-up
yeah,
to
sure.
Endless Backlog's third greatest platformer of the generation?
Was it? Wow.
No, it did not make it to third. Did it make it to third? I let
don't
you
think
bring it to
third.
third. Let me get this straight.
A
I
Travis
let you.
achievement.
I let you bring it to 3 for you to backstab me on the Super Meat Boy Mario Galaxy thing.
Yeah, what did you get out of
Yes,
that deal?
you did.
It's about the same thing I got out of the Bioshock for Rock Band deal.
Yeah. Valkyria Chronicles.
Or Valkyria Chronicles. Even worse. God damn.
I wasn't even paying attention.
That was your own fault,
That was my own
Chris.
making.
No,
yeah.
that was his fault.
It was my fault, yeah.
fault.
Don't blame it on
He's
Chris.
like, I'll trade Valkyria Chronicles for Bioshock Infinite. I was like, both
Yeah.
of those are my games. I'm not getting anything out of this. But Catalyst looked cool.
yeah.
Very pretty.
Mhm.
I think
Good art.
I think
They're
rebooting
saying
it
the right
isn't.
things.
Yeah, rebooting it isn't necessarily a bad thing because I don't know who's holding out hope. Like, man, I really wanted to know what Faith was gonna do next.
They're running from the law now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like no,
And they-
Don't really care.
she's
They-
never gonna touch a gun.
No
yeah, they
guns.
confirmed that. No guns.
No.
So
She'll,
does she
she'll
have,
kick a guy out of a 20-story
So
building window.
does she end up with first-person Batman combat?
No.
Okay.
Will the combat be better than the first game?
God, I hope so.
Seems like it.
King.
Yeah.
They're sort of implying they want to keep you having forward momentum, and that applies to the combat as well. So
Yeah.
it should be
It's-
quick.
It's like the first game was a proof of concept game, so I'm excited to actually see them execute what they learned. Yeah. So
It
I
only
think it'll
took
be
7 years.
It only took 7 years. Yeah.
Of the
Yeah, the combat in the
sequels-
first one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Even aside from the guns, like having to like wait to disarm people and stuff is like just it didn't really work.
Yeah.
That was like the opposite of. It didn't work in that context.
They made it sound kind of open world y. I don't know if it's,
that's what I'm hearing.
yeah, I don't know if it's
That would
completely
be the
open world.
buzzword, right? Like,
Right.
And they're implying there's sort of like some kind of passive social element, like your friends will show up in the city while you're running around, stuff like that. Which I need to see more,
Need more details.
hmm
Yeah.
but
Less CG, more gameplay.
Yep.
Well, that's what's so weird about Catalyst is it already has such a CG look to it that I wasn't sure like what was gameplay and what was CG.
I mean, I thought the running around stuff definitely was gameplay, though.
yeah,
That looked
they
gameplay.
showed gameplay footage.
They don't have...
It was a trailer,
Yeah,
so
it's just not going to be like a proper demo for E3 or anything.
Yeah.
I would imagine it'll get some behind-the-scenes stuff, but for the most part...
2016.
Yeah, that game's 2016. It's
yeah,
not...
it seems
far
like a
enough.
solid
Yeah.
2016 date.
I
I hope.
So the best game of EA's conference.
was Unravel, in my opinion. I mean, do not get me wrong. It's a new IP part is the only thing really carrying it, because unfortunately, it is the indie equivalent of an FPS. It's a puzzle platformer. But it's got yarn.
It's got yarn and it's got grappling with the yarn.
Yeah,
It's got-
Ben's on
win.
board immediately.
I'm
Yeah.
on board.
And I'm on
Mhm.
board. So,
Kira's on board because Yard, Goggins on board because Himstrid's the bullshit. Ben's on board because Grappling Hook. I'm on board because it's actually EA being interesting.
yeah, it's really all it is. Like a
I'm on board because red's my favorite color.
nice. You're getting everybody, and Al
That's
Just
all
is
you
off,
need.
and Al Just is off board because he's gonna say like, it looks like one of those indie games because aren't. Al Just, am I incorrect on this assessment?
Dude, he's playing Dota. He's not even
I have
here.
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
We just entered this homeless man into our podcast
Yeah,
sometimes.
pretty much. This is what Al Just is here for, to mention Ski Free and shit.
You joke, but that's the greatest horror game of all time.
Your description of it made it sound perfect for that.
Survival horror.
I think that does it for EA. I feel like when you talk about what EA actually showed, it's like, you know what, maybe they actually weren't that bad?
There was a lot of sports.
Yeah, there was just a lot of filler and bad pacing, but when you think of like their actual lineup, other than the fact that Mass Effect is CGI, 3 of the games they showed, 2 of them happen to be dice games, do look fun. And then the other stuff we're just easily dismissing because sports games and Need for Speed.
and that doesn't appeal to us. But like as far as lineups go, it's not like
Terrible.
it's not
It's not
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so I guess that's good job, EA. You're not Ubisoft.
Well, because I remember I said, no way can Ubisoft be worse than EA. And then
And
they
they
were. So.
were.
And they're not even the second worst conference of the E3, so.
Is it terrible that like Bethesda was more impressive than EA and Ubisoft and they showed like 4 things?
4 things, only 2 of them had extensive demos. But like I said, that came down to how Bethesda presented everything. They just came off very genuine, clear. Like they looked like they had like one guy had the vision and like edited out the bullshit of their podcast.
Yeah, like I said, Bethesda's just felt
You stop calling it a podcast.
Well, we're at one tongue-tied moment. There you go.
Bethesda's just felt. Yeah, Bethesda's just felt quicker, whereas 12 minutes on fucking Plants
And
vs.
to
Zombies.
Bethesda's credit, I feel like if they didn't accidentally leak Dishonored 2 by just saying Harvey Smith is going to be there,
Yeah.
that would have been like the oh shit moment for, well, not the oh shit moment, but like a cool moment, I guess.
Right.
And it would have given them enough, because we wouldn't dismiss it as hard as we did when we were doing Bethesda. It would have gotten the Recore treatment or Mass Effect of, hey, at least they announced it. I'm interested in the direction. You know, Ben would have said grappling hooks.
Yep.
As it was, we already knew it existed the day before, so it kind of hurt its cause. That'll do for EA, though. Next one is, finally, the final press conference during this whole thing. Because I don't think the PC Gamer thing should count as a press conference.
I'm not going to be on that podcast.
Yeah, we might not even do one for that, just because PC
Just Cause. Speaking of Just Cause.
Oh, yeah, shit, that was the game we forgot!
No, that's fucking...
That's Square.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
that's what I
segue.
mean. No, that's what I mean. But, like, that was a game, because I'm looking at the Square thing that I wrote. And
yes.
someone was going, like, I feel like we're forgetting something.
Yeah, after the black hole that was someone else's press conference that we'll talk about later...
That never happened.
Immediately, Square kind of picked up the pace with showing off Just Cause 3.
That's a good opener game.
It was
It is
insane.
Exciting.
because it gets like it ticks all the like the cool boxes of like it would demo really well. There's a lot of things that you can show off about it. People really like that game. Like it's got mods, it's got all the stuff that you want.
It's got spectacle, but the spectacle that'll actually look fun, and you won't instantly go, "Oh, it's scripted bullshit."
Yeah,
it's Call of Duty.
It's skeptical that they didn't make specifically in the level.
Yeah.
It was the player did it all. Like,
Yeah.
and it's got Ben's grappling hook again.
Yes.
Year of the Grappling
Just
Hook,
Cause
2016.
Franchise with a great history of grappling hooks.
Actually, Just Cause 3 is this year.
Year of the Grappling Hooks, 2015.
December 1st, 2015?
Yeah. Because that's December 1st, and then Hitman's December 8th.
Missing Black
Hitman
Friday.
is this year?
Yeah.
I remember I got really excited.
Huh.
That's true.
Yeah, Square slid 2 pretty big games into the
And
last
they
month.
showed no gameplay of Hitman?
They showed like some pseudo gameplay trailer, in their conference.
They had, I mean, like the trailer they had gameplay in it, but it wasn't like a demo.
Yeah, it was like one of those like dynamic camera angle type things.
Alright. I think, Ben, let's slow down a bit and we'll get to Hitman in a second. Ben, you're into Just Cause 2.
Yeah. I played a lot of that game.
Watching Just Cause 3, what was a positive and what would be a worry going forward? Besides grappling hook, I need you to be a little bit more detailed here.
Mobility.
Okay.
I like they're adding more options. Like the old, grappling hook parachute in Just Cause 2 was something I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're giving more options for mobility without using vehicles. So like
You got a wingsuit.
the wingsuit, that's good fast flying. I like that stuff. I mean, the question I think, and this is sort of like one of Just Cause 2's flaws, and it's a tough thing to address because it's sort of what the game is. But in Just Cause 2, there's a lot of stuff to blow up. You had this huge world, you had all these things to blow up, and there wasn't much else to the game really.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of went around and you fired rockets at things and they blew up, and then you went around and you fired rockets at the next thing.
Did they respawn? Like if you
It was
blow
a
up a
great way for
compound?
me to procrastinate
Mm-hmm.
at the time I was playing it, which was
Right.
good. But I don't know if Just Cause 3 is going to be any different in that respect. And now I'm at a different point in my life. I don't know if I have room for a game like that.
Well, my thing would be I think Just Cause 2 is fun in the same way that Crackdown is fun, which is it's awesome. Or Prototype is another one.
Sure.
Where it's really awesome to just dick around in that game because of what they give you and how badass everything looks.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the direction of the game, the actual main story, the main quest, if you will, those missions are so boring that you go, how did you take a game where I have a grappling hook and I can do all this shit, like grapple hook this fucking car with all these explosives in it to a windmill, have it go launch into that said windmill, and watch it go boom.
So cool.
And then I'm just running around shooting dudes at a camp in the most boring fucking way humanly possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're good podcast games.
They're what?
They're good podcast games.
Just go listen to a podcast and go dick around?
Yeah.
I actually have no idea why I didn't get into Just Cause 2, considering it seems like the actual true sequel to Mercenaries that I never got.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor, that was sort of the sequel to Deck of...
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it was.
Moving on to Hitman. I know William likes that series a lot.
Yes.
I like Blood Money, at least. It's probably the only one I really have any affinity for. Why don't you go over what they were describing Hitman as first? Because that sounded very smoke and mirrors to me.
So, what they really focused on was the community aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Of contracts would appear for a 48-hour period, and it would be up to the community to figure out okay, you've only got one shot at this guy. What's the best way to do it in your game, or how did you do it, or what way did the community as a whole decide to tackle it, kind of as a community challenge, and that's what they seem to be really focused on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really cool idea, because one of the weaknesses of Hitman as a series is that once you've figured out how to kill somebody really efficiently, that level kind of loses its challenge. And I love Blood Money, and I could play Blood Money a lot, but I know how to silent assassin all of those missions, and I don't have to think about it anymore. I just do it.
Okay, so that's sort of true for any stealth game, though. The beauty of Hitman, though, is you get to tackle things however you see fit. But, if you really want to play that game at a high level, you want to be Sam Fisher, you want to be Garrett, you want to be Solid Snake, any of those games, it still comes down to you now need to dot your I's, cross your T's, be very patient, and all that stuff. But in between, Hitman's advantage was where Splinter Cell could be insufferable if you try to break the script on some level. Because not that it's scripted, but it was very specific. It was almost too trial and error. Hitman was... God, I don't want to use this word, but I'm not going to say emergent. If you wanted to be a little on the fly and shoot shit, you could be on the fly and shoot shit, wear a chicken suit at Mardi Gras.
Yeah, or, there were multiple ways to use the same items. You could put a bomb in the cake, or you could poison the cake.
Yeah. Your description of they're going to keep doing contracts is it would sound interesting as a DLC method, because they're going to keep throwing in these missions. My worry with that would be what if it's a very samey type mission over and over again?
So how are they providing that new content? Do they go into that?
They were talking about just updates. I think it's going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it still has the normal levels, the normal Hitman levels, where the Mardi Gras level or the level on the boat in Blood Money. There's so many great levels in Blood Money.
The church.
The church is fantastic. The opera level is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I got from it was that in addition to doing the things about Hitman that you already like, we're also going to do this, which I think is a really great way to give that game some longevity and keep it from getting stale.
As long as they invest in it.
Yeah, and I hope they do. And IO seems like the kind of studio that would want to do something like that. So, hopefully, I'm excited. It's kind of like a reboot, but I like the direction, and I hope it lives up to the potential of this evolving game, because that would be amazing. That would fit Hitman so well.
I know we've name dropped that Phil should have been here a bunch of times. This is actually one of those sequences where I kind of wanted Phil here, just because he loves the Hitman games.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is he doesn't like Absolution. So my question would be what specifically did they fuck up in Absolution? And
It's a little bit too
Yeah.
easy.
I mean, easy was one of the. I mean, easy's not going to be the initial thing that bothers Phil. He would be bothered by it, but I don't think. I thought he sounded pretty adamant about something he didn't like specifically that was game design related. Like
I don't
beyond
remember.
the easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ask him, text him, I guess. I am really just gonna text him. We'll move on from there. Hitman's apparently coming out December. So, like, time out. Back to Just Cause thing, because that's also December.
Sure.
Mad Max is totally going to be a piece of shit game, right? Because that's coming out in September. It's the same studio.
I feel like Mad Max, they both in the works for a pretty long time. I think they're separate. I think they're separate avalanches.
Yeah, and based on just the previews that I've seen coming out of E3, Mad Max is getting pretty well received.
Yeah, it seems like it's doing good.
So
I mean, Mad Max might be good, might not be good, but I don't think the development resources
Will be the reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect what Avalanche is doing.
It's
I
a
think it's
question
probably
of-
2 teams at this point.
I'd be surprised if it wasn't 2 teams, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just a question of if car games are good.
Yeah.
Like, is the idea that Rage had like a good idea and they just did it poorly, or does that just
Rage
not
done
fun?
right?
Yeah, like, is that game, or is like that idea just not fun?
Yeah. We don't need to talk over Tomb Raider because we've gotten enough Tomb Raider talking. Just like we've gotten enough Final Fantasy VII talking. We've got you covered on that. Those 2 things were shown again. Same trailers, it felt like. No gameplay.
Tomb Raider, they went more in depth into the tombs and the tech, so that was good.
That
Yeah.
Tress effects.
Yeah, that hair though.
The final thing, the closer for Square, we're going to get to the JRPG stuff because realistically for us is the closer. But Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Eljosa, Deus Ex. How high is Human Revolution as far as your last gen games? Like your
Last
favorite,
gen
like-
games, it's
yeah.
in the top 3.
That group would include what specifically though?
Gears
Is
of War
Dota 2
1.
a last gen game?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, then
that too.
Deus Ex top 4. Alright, it will probably be like Bayonetta, Mario Galaxy, Dark Souls. No, yeah, Dark Souls, Human Revolution, and then like Dota 2 around there, something like that.
Those 5 would be in the 5. You just don't have an order.
Did you say Dota 2
No, I don't
twice?
Yeah,
No.
no, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't actually. Yeah, you're right.
The Dota 2 did come up twice, but yes.
So wait. So
Are you
Human Revolution is
excited?
better than Dota 2?
Pardon?
Human Revolution is better than Dota
No.
2 in your opinion?
Actually, Dota 2's number 1. Number 1.
Yeah.
If I had to rank
Alright.
it.
All right.
But the point is, Human Revolution, you
was
really
worried.
love that game.
Yeah, I love the shit out of that
How
game.
many times did you replay that game?
I replayed it twice on 360 and twice on PC. So
Damn.
4 times.
Okay, wait, time out.
And this was before the new game plus was added to the director's cut. So I started a new
Jesus.
save every time.
Why?
Because the game was awesome.
I really like that game, but damn.
Alright, before Phil says I besmirched his name, I got the text answer. For Hitman Absolution, the checkpoint during levels would respawn enemies if you quit the game. That was annoying. On top of that, too, many parts where you are shuttled into scenarios where they encourage third-person shooter-style gameplay. Otherwise, I liked it. There was a lot to like. So he did like the game. There was just 2 or 3 things that didn't click.
I kind of figured that was one of the reasons that it was a little too shoot bangy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because when they did show it off, there were it made it pretty obvious that there were sections where it's like, all right, you got to take out your pistols now and go to work, and that's kind of the antithesis of what Hitman is.
Yeah.
Like to be forced to do something.
Yeah, I want to shoot because I want to shoot, not because
Or I fucked
you're
up.
telling me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to come up with the most convoluted assassination possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could just snipe him, but what if I come up to him in a chicken suit, you know?
The beauty of the kill is all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You framed the man who wore the chicken suit. It's a perfect crime.
Exactly! Joseph, back to Deus Ex.
Yep.
Mankind Divided. What did you think of how it was shown? What did you think of, like, the details? Have at it.
Like, they were saying it'd be the first gameplay reveal. So I was under the impression it'd be like a live demo or like a live like footage of it.
Uh-huh.
But they show like a trailer of it consisting of like gameplay and like
Cutscenes.
in-game cutscenes and shit, which was kind of like cool, but sort of killed my boner for the game. Well, for like the presentation or whatever. But then afterwards, they had an IGN and GameSpot like did a live demo of it because apparently it's at the show floor.
Yep.
So I was wondering why the fuck wouldn't they show that on the stream or conference instead of the goddamn trailer?
I think the mentality was they were worried that Deus Ex would look boring in a demo, in like a press conference setting.
Probably.
You walk around a lot in Deus Ex.
Well, like,
You crouch and you taste people in the butt.
Like,
Right.
the footage they shown you is like really, really sweet. And apparently they're toning down on the vent walking as stealth, so
Oh, thank God.
that's pretty excellent. And they're trying to like nerf the stealth so you can like, well, not nerf it, but like make it so you're not punished for shooting through your way. So
So
Give
it's
you
more like
like that.
buffing the shooting.
Yeah, well, because that was in Human Revolution. If you skipped a part without shooting completely, like pure stealth, you got like 40 bajillion experience
Mm-hmm.
and could level up 100 times. Whereas if you shot your way through, it's like, yeah, you're under leveled now.
Plus,
Yeah.
for those of us that do like shooting things in a video game, Human Revolution shooting mechanics are no.
Yeah, I stealthed because the shooting was bad, because the
It was
boss
a
fights were
it
bad.
was a mixture of two things. The shooting itself isn't very good, and that game is a stealth game. I don't care what anyone says. That is a stealth game. You get punished for shooting the way it would be a stealth game.
It's an action stealth game,
No,
actually.
no, you can action it up. What I mean, though, is there's no situation in that game other than the boss fights where you cannot tell me being sneaky wasn't the vastly superior option. Beyond the experience wins, beyond all that stuff, it was simply more in your favor to be sneaky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, in comparison, a game like Conviction, that's an quote-unquote action stealth game, but there are levels in that game where it would be completely pointless to try to be sneaky. You just have to shoot your way out.
So it's good that they're balancing the game
Yeah.
and adding really cool stuff to it. The
yeah,
augmentations
they're
are...
just going crazy on the new augments. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because Kira, you loved Human Revolution, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Human Revolution. So
Four out of the 6 people here love Human Revolution. 1 out of the 6 has not played the game, and 1 out of the 6 hates the tutorial so much he won't go back to the game.
That's kind
You're both the last two, dude.
No,
You played like 5
William
minutes.
hasn't
Yeah.
played the.
You've played-
I haven't played Deus Ex Human Revolution at all. I have not loaded the
Goggin
tutorial.
played
Haven't done
90
anything with it.
minutes of Deus
you
Ex
bought it
Human
for me.
Revolution.
Yeah, I bought it for Kira, and I enjoyed watching her play it, but I have not played it personally.
It's
Sounds like a
bad
good game to
tutorial.
me.
It's a bad tutorial.
Anyway,
Yeah.
But you guys all came out of Mankind Divided pretty ecstatic for the game, given that you all did really like that game.
Other than the
Mhm.
graphics look poopy, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, they're going. Did anyone else watch the engine, like the engine video of it?
no.
They did like an engine demo and put that on YouTube, and like the
What's
engine
that?
they're using for that game looks really sweet.
Awesome.
Soundtrack for the
So-
previous game did sound pretty good.
Yeah, the soundtrack. Oh my god, he's returning too, Michael Mann. Yo, I play that shit like at least like every 3 days or so. The soundtrack to Human Revolution is so good.
You said
was
Michael
good.
Mann?
Isn't it Michael? Oh, Michael McCann. My bad.
I was going to say,
thinking
Michael
those two
Mann
mixed
is a director.
up. Yeah, Michael McCann. Yeah, I got too
It's not like
excited.
it's John Carpenter here.
I got too excited, but yeah, so
Alright.
awesome. Can't wait.
Seems cool.
Also, the controls were a massive improvement, and the systems were just tighter. And Hitman Absolution, the game was really pretty. Okay, got that. I think I opened up a can of worms with Phil.
Phil's
texting
to
me.
represent, yeah, now
He's
you
Just
Phil's
going
like,
to keep
"Wait,
getting
no."
texts about Absolution.
He's like, listen, it wasn't that it was bad. It was that, oh man, if these two things weren't there, it would have been great. It wasn't Blood Money though. All
He's
right,
gonna
whatever.
write you an entire thesis.
He probably is.
Through texts.
But no, I'm as someone who can't properly give an opinion on Human Revolution, I'm at least happy that for the people that like Human Revolution, they got something that instantly made them go like, that sounds like what I want you to improve.
Uh-huh.
So
And you better play
Congratulations.
Human Revolution by the time.
I'll play it
Mankind
before
Divided
I
comes
will play the director's cut before Mankind Divided is coming out, because someone should be. I'll either eat some crow for that game, or I'll be the voice of reason. Whichever one will happen.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that I
Oh,
was
it would be the
voice of
first
reason.
time.
No,
You're right. It would be the first time I had to eat some crow. Twice
had
in
to-
1 year. Who knew? Anyway.
Yeah, Last Guardian.
Let's get to the Square proper part. Because a lot of us here really like Japanese games. A lot of our favorite games happen to be Japanese games, and we did a whole podcast on JRPGs.
No,
so-
I want to touch on what you just said. Square proper.
Square
like-
proper, Square Enix.
Like, is this not Square Enix? there's Square
hold
Enix
on.
Europe, Square Enix Montreal now.
What
right?
He's talking about Square's internal development.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
talking
know.
There's
Well, I'm
Square
calling it
and there's
Square-
Enix.
Yeah, there's a difference between what I'm trying to say is there's a difference between Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda the publisher. When Square's doing Eidos stuff, it's Eidos' games, but Square's a pub. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Eidos.
I just don't see people like giving Square Enix credit for like what their like new internal studios are doing, right? I mean, how is this different than Microsoft buying Mojang or whatever the fuck, or whoever like buying another developer?
No,
Wait,
You say this, but we almost never give credit to
It's the
publishers
same
on this
thing.
podcast. We have never. I can't think of one publisher other than Nintendo. We give credit as for the games they
Yeah,
make.
and I think that should change. Yeah,
But no, the difference is that Nintendo is literally the only one of these companies that actually develops their games as a publisher, and Square the developer is the one we focus on.
Like
what I'm trying to say.
Bethesda
but
owns...
Deus Ex Mankind Divided is made by Square
Like,
Enix
if Battlefront
Montreal.
is good, if Battlefront is good, I will still not give EA credit because DICE made the game good. EA just didn't fuck it up.
Yeah,
I mean, like, Square should be given credit for acquiring the right studios and
Yes,
funding the
as
right
far
projects.
as making good decisions business-wise in terms of getting themselves Eidos to buy themselves time before they wreck themselves like Capcom did, yes, Square deserves credit. Does Square deserve credit that Human Revolution is good? And to you people,
No, it's Eidos
yeah.
Montreal.
Like that's all I'm saying, Eljo. And
Yo,
what I'm saying is,
I know. It's not just you, but like I see this like other places, but like we'll give like HBO credit for Game of Thrones when they really only
HBO,
like published the show, right? But you won't get like Square Enix credit for Human Revolution or
I think
Tomb Raider.
TV
You know?
and video games are two different things. Now, can you make
And I
a video
don't
game
know
example?
if we're
Don't think-
being hypocrites here. I think
Pardon?
we're being pretty consistent.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever given a publisher any credit.
Oh no, not you. I'm just saying. I said I see it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get,
Alright,
I get how that
fair
can
enough.
be annoying,
Okay,
but
fine.
So what's
Square
Square,
Square
as a publisher, very good.
the Japanese side of Square that we were raised by, proper,
I
that
need to be
we're-
pedantic.
Yeah, because someone needs to be the asshole here. Because Precious Square wasn't given all the credit in the world.
Yeah, don't
now
hurt
you
you want
go back
me
to his
to-
Dota.
Do you want me to give Square the credit for the FIFA assholes getting,
Don't hurt my senpai.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII was already revealed. We already talked about it. Let's move on from that. First things first. Star Ocean 5. We got a new trailer for that game.
That game got
That was
announced.
the first trailer, yeah.
Yeah, that
was
was
announced earlier.
the announce.
Allegedly
It's not
coming
really-
out this year.
Yeah.
No, they talked about it, I think, or it was leaked.
They didn't announce it before. I don't
It
think they
was
showed
it,
the
yeah, it
trailer.
was in a magazine, but they never really showed it at any show yet.
Yeah.
until
Okay,
now.
so it was the first major show appearance for that, and
Yeah.
Tri-Ace came out on stage to talk about it.
Yeah.
Is Star Ocean 5 Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness or something? What was the
Yeah.
subtitle?
It's called
Integrity and Faithlessness.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Integrity and faithlessness, that's right.
So you have no faith, but you have integrity?
It's
Maximum
classic
integrity.
Tri-Ace naming.
Yeah.
That sounds like a very endless backlog thing. We have integrity, but no faith.
Infinite
No
Undiscovery.
Damn, now we
Yes.
have to like Star Ocean 5. You're right. That actually would fit us really well.
It does look
Don't do
pretty
this to
good.
yourself.
It does
Yeah.
look pretty
Don't do
good,
this
to
to
be
yourself.
honest.
Other than the character designs, it does look like a pretty game.
Those
Yeah.
character designs make me angry.
Sounds like
They're so
Star
bad.
Ocean.
Time out. Part of the appeal of JRPGs is kind of how stupid things look.
Yeah, but it's not. They're not even good designs. They're not even like
There's a lot of
enjoyably
JRPG.
stupid.
From the
Oh,
series who brought you Fate, Line God, and Edge Maverick.
Don't forget Infinite Undiscovery.
Comes
Yeah, let's
another
not talk
series
about that.
of
Those are dark
memorable
times.
designs.
Dark
I
Those
like
dark
them.
times, they've had long dark times though. Like Resonance of Fate is supposed to be the one good gem in between some really bad outdates.
Yo, they made
Last
Valkyrie
Remnant was
Profile 1
pretty
and
good.
2. They're like
Which one?
free from everything.
Last
They can make
Remnant was
1,000
pretty
bad games.
The last
Valkyrie
what?
Profile 2 is a
Um,
PS2 game.
Last
So
one was an Xbox game. That was pretty good.
The Last Hope, as in Star Ocean 4?
No,
No.
Last Remnant.
Last Remnant.
That was
Not Star-
Trice?
I think no, they co-developed it. They had some work on it.
what I'm saying is, character design wise, this
pretty bad.
what Star Ocean 5 looks completely different from like I've played like Star Ocean 2 and 3, and they kind of look similar. But Star Ocean 5 just looks like someone was like, we can't do belts here, but we have to have all this other shit. We needed as much shit as possible.
Pouches.
Yeah. Last
think-
Remnant is Square Enix proper. Like,
Is
it's
it really?
not-
I
Yeah,
thought Triace
there's no
had a-
Triace on that, man.
Interesting.
Trice is
Okay.
small. They don't do many
Yeah,
shit, but
Then-
Resonance of Fate was their last game, and it was well received and enjoyed in a way that The Last Hope really isn't.
they worked on the Final Fantasy 13 sequels, so that's that.
They pitched in on those.
They
did
pitched
pretty
in
good work.
on extending a bad game. You're right.
But
Point is,
it's good to
Star
see
Ocean-
them-
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
good
I'm
to-
kind of glad that someone's giving them work again
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Even if it's not really for me.
Yeah. Now we just need to make Tri Crescendo do some work after Eternal Sonata. You know.
Yeah. I mean, but what they showed of Star Ocean 5 looked pretty good, I
Yeah.
thought.
Mhm.
Like,
That's-
The only,
Seems
the
alright.
only thing I don't like is that one witch.
Yeah.
I like the rest of the designs, to
like
be
what
honest.
if Tri Crescendo's next game is Beethoven is dying and you make a JRPGs in his dream? You know, that would be unique. Classical musician.
No one's done that before.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah,
like,
that-
Tri Crescendo, I think, would be a good developer for that. I don't know why. You know.
I just feel
Crescendo
like
in
that
the
would, be
name.
that would be a natural fit. Yeah.
No,
Have
but
they
no,
even made a
seriously.
game? Or they made Fragile Dreams since
I don't know.
Eternal Sonata? That's okay.
No, I mean Star Ocean 5 looked fun. It was everything they were saying is like we're making a classic JRPG, which the thirst for classic JRPGs on modern consoles has been pretty real. You know?
I mean, there's definitely a theme. It feels like in this conference where they're really trying to say we know what the fans want and we're trying to deliver what they want.
yeah,
We're bringing the
trying to-
90s back.
Yeah, we're bringing Japan back. The
Bringing
JRPG
the
side of
90s
Japan.
back.
So,
Yeah, a lot of like Japanese analysts now in Japan think that like Square, cause they made so much money off Final Fantasy, that one iOS game, can't remember
Record
the name.
Keeper?
Yeah, Record Keeper and 14, that they can like take more risks now because they're like in a good place financially.
They
They
clearly
finally
are.
got their shit together.
Yeah,
And
thank
14
God.
is successful enough that it's going to help them in the long term, like over many years. So that's good.
Yeah.
Capcom, make a Resident Evil MMO. We'll come back, bro. We'll come back.
Whatever you gotta do.
Whatever we gotta do. Anyway, the next big Square RPG that's new was a holy shit announcement as far as like a hard, like very, very niche thing. Like, holy fuck, why? But yes, please. Nier 2 got announced.
Yes!
Out of the blue.
Yeah,
Out of
like-
the blue.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about like a partnership that just makes perfect sense, except you know that Square won't Activision it. So Nier 2 is wildly remembered for having
The first-
likable characters,
Nier.
a good story.
First Nier.
The first Nier.
The first
Nier.
Nier.
The only near.
Nier.
Well, I'm trying to focus on the only good Nier. It's my problem. Anyway, Nier 1 is beloved by a lot of people because the story is good, apparently. The characters are good. The
It's
music's
got an
good.
excellent soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's got an amazing soundtrack. Like,
Amazing soundtrack.
if you put Nier's soundtrack as your best soundtrack of the generation, I wouldn't say you're wrong. You're probably, like, almost factually correct.
But the game itself was a near miss.
Yeah, the game itself!
Oh! That was
I'm
good.
so
Chris.
happy that
was
you went with that.
Going home, guys. See you later.
Drop the mic!
You've done your job, Chris.
Yeah. You don't even need to talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. Anyway.
Oh, I still do.
Point is, the gameplay wasn't good, and it was melee-centric combat, and
Yeah.
while William likes Drakengard 3, and Buddy, I'm sure it's fine, I'm just saying, on their best day, they're not in Platinum's, like, shoes. At all.
No,
I mean,
no, they're not at
yeah.
all.
Yeah. So,
Nier-
the
I mean, Nier's
company-
combat, like, it had the decent... It always felt good to do big attacks, but, like, there wasn't much to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Platinum's working on this game.
So,
Talk about,
Platinum's
like-
coming in for Nier 2.
It's a match made in heaven.
You talk about like matches made in heaven and like Square picking the right partnership. I mean, that's
And
the
it's
right
the Revengeance team.
that's the
Yes.
right studio.
Yeah.
Like absolutely 100%.
You know,
Mercenary.
Guy on Revengeance, Platinum.
No,
Working on the game.
This was the year where Platinum Games like solidified their mercenary status. This
Yes.
for all of a sudden, like Tuesday was dedicated to. All right, so Platinum's working on that game as well. It's just Platinum's making Grand Theft Auto 6 for some reason. We don't know.
Is there just like one guy working
So-
on every game?
It's like
Inaba?
that one guy at Nintendo who keeps green lighting Kirby games. Like, there's a guy at Platinum who's like, "Oh, you want us to do this? Sure."
Yeah,
You know.
We'll take
Yeah.
your money. We'll make a team.
I mean, it's
Yes.
smart though. Like they found a way to keep themselves busy and
Stay
give-
independent.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, they're staying independent. They're still going to make games the way they like to make games, but they're finding like correct projects for themselves. The only questionable one has been, right, the Legend of Korra one, but that one was simply they didn't get enough of money because it was a very rush job thing.
Time.
I think Transformers sounds like it's a little bit more meatier than Legend of Korra, but that you have to
Let's
start
hope.
to show the game. But Nier too, like I said, like okay, so Platinum's biggest weakness is that on their best day you don't give a shit about the story.
That's
And
a
then-
weakness.
I don't. Yeah, like I said.
Sometimes
But-
they put lots of cutscenes in the
Yeah,
games.
well, they do put a lot of cutscenes in. So then you have this game where that's a strong point. Its weakness is that it's
Yeah.
got bad sword combat.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Yoko Taro's still directing this,
Yeah.
and he's always his unique brand of craziness and story are always strong. But
yeah, and it's like
he keeps
if you
being
wanna-
shackled to
yeah.
bad. He always has. He's given these low budgets and mediocre teams.
Yeah,
And so like Nier was a caveat joint. They made like Bullet Witch.
yeah.
Ugh.
And then Drakengard 3 was Access Games, who developed Deadly Premonition.
Drakengard 3 is good.
No, it's not.
It is.
Ben doesn't like
You
the
did-
combat.
I could not.
Well, I will admit that me and Ben do come off super spoiled about what we like about our melee combat.
Nier
Like
was fine.
don't think I'm giving you an excuse for Dynasty Warriors, William. I'm not. Dynasty Warriors is still shit. I am just saying that me and Ben are a little spoiled when it comes to our beat 'em ups. So that's why Ben's a little
I
shitty
could
on
deal
it.
with Nier. I could not deal with
Yeah,
Drakengard.
I'm sure Drakengard 3 was probably more fun than Ben said it was. But probably I would probably end up in the same stance of like, yeah, I don't really like hitting things in this game.
Cameras were. Anyway, that's not. The point is now he's with a developer that even on their worst day, like they understand how to do good controls and good combat.
Yeah. They get game feel down right.
They get
all
the game
time.
feel down,
Yeah.
and it's still he's working on the story. Keiichiro Okabe is still working on the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna get Emmy Evans back for the vocals.
And you thought the questing was good in Nier, right?
That
Silence.
is complicated.
I think
well, you
that,
thought some of the questing was good, didn't you?
I think the storylines in the quests are really good.
Was it at
but
least
a lot of,
varied?
but a lot of the quests in there are very like beat a bunch of enemies, get a bunch of drops, and bring them back.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like a Platinum game, except good when Platinum does it. Yeah. So, like I said, no, again, if you wanted to give Nier like a proper playing sequel that'll actually be a good game,
This is the
Platinum's-
studio that you
this is the
picked.
studio, and you got the
The
guy.
studio.
Like you're getting all the things you liked about Nier. You're just getting the things fixed about Nier that weren't good, particularly. So.
Yeah.
So props to Square for picking up that project. And
So
finding
that's like the dream project I didn't even know I wanted. That's
Yeah.
the best announcement I've heard in the show for me.
Yeah.
I told you. This is the E3 where dreams come true, even the ones you didn't know
Dreams
you
come true
wanted.
for everyone except Aljosa and Gagan.
Yeah.
Oh, Aljosa got his dream in Final Fantasy VII reveal.
I guess.
And
That's still a far cry from the real dream.
and Mankind Divided. And you got enough
Mhm.
dreams to make
You
up
got
for
enough
the other one.
Aljosa, gosh.
Mankind Divided was announced like 3 weeks before
Yeah,
E3, or
yeah,
4
that's
weeks,
true.
like a month.
Shh,
It was leaked.
Well, the point
Yeah.
is, the Make-A-Wish Foundation felt like having an encore at Square's press conference.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Shut up again.
yeah. And then,
Apparently, Nintendo forgot to make a
yes.
booking.
Alas.
Anyway.
Mario Maker
Well,
looks
actually-
nice.
You know what? I got my Star Fox game. I don't care. I'm
Yeah,
happy.
must be nice. Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Gang got his Metroid game.
Kingdom
Keep going.
Hearts 3. Chris, they finally showed gameplay and they said the game's in development.
Now in development. As if
No.
What have they been doing?
as if they haven't even looked at the project until today.
This is another one of those cases where when me and Ben play the game, we go, wow, the combat sucks. But
I did not really like how that game looked in the trailer.
You're crazy.
But
You're crazy.
but
Tex
we're,
uses a teacup.
yeah, we're not gonna rain on your parade.
That's like a summon. That's not fun. That's just like you hit a button and then something happens.
Thank you, Ben. Anyway, but no, I was trying not to rain on your parade, but I guess I set Ben up to rain on your parade. But have at it, Chris. Kingdom Hearts 3's gameplay. It looks
pretty.
Yeah, the graphics are insane. The summons look very how Final Fantasy 15 is handling the summons from what I've seen from that Disguise demo. Just so over the top, spectacle, color exploding out of my eyes. They confirmed that Tangled is a world.
Best Disney movie of the last 5 years.
Yeah, they confirmed Tangled is a world, and that was the world that we actually saw prominently in the trailer. So that basically opens the doors to like a Frozen world, a Big Hero 6 world, like a bunch of... if they go that route, if they go that route, I wouldn't be totally shocked. But
they went with Pirates of the Caribbean before.
Star Wars is gonna happen.
I mean, Disney owns Star Wars.
Guys, what about the true Disney classic,
Marvel.
John Carter?
Oh my god.
What about Marvel?
I actually don't hate that movie, so...
It wasn't that bad.
I would like a Guardians of the Galaxy world. That'd be cool.
I wouldn't be shocked if like there's a Toy Story world, if there's a Wall-E world or something like that. Like,
Oh yeah, now Pixar stuff can be in it.
Yeah, I remember Nomura saying a little while ago that he's fighting for a lot of things, and he says like Disney will say yes to some things and no to some things. So I'm guessing we might not see, say, a Star Wars world, but I would not be surprised if some Pixar stuff showed up.
Oh, it's probably going to show up.
Yeah, so that would be cool. And I mean, the story, anything they showed in the story kind of made me roll my eyes. I was like, okay, they're playing chess. Like, how pretentious can we be here? But
Dark, and the guy talking about darkness was playing on like the black
always
side.
there's
the guy talking about light was playing on the white side.
But their hair colors were opposites, Ben. True depth.
They have literally made every single sentence imaginable with the words light and dark in them. Like, you don't know what I've been through, these handheld games. Like, everything has...
You keep going back for more!
Yeah,
that was Game Shop Distance.
It's the only one I haven't played, actually, so I need to get on that. I was going to play it, but then I figured it was supposed to be the lead-in to Kingdom Hearts 3 before they announced this fucking Cellfo game that is apparently the lead-in to Kingdom Hearts 3. So there's like 18 lead-ins to Kingdom Hearts 3, so might as well play Dream Drop Distance now.
Plus the other 8 games that come before Kingdom Hearts 3, because God forbid you go into that game without at least playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been 10 years since Kingdom Hearts 2. And
Has it really been that long?
2005. 2005
oh
it
my
came out.
God.
By the time it comes out, it'll be like almost 15.
This looks like to me late 2017 is probably when this will come out. That's when I have it pegged.
Gives us time to play all those
other games.
games.
I mean, but it looks good. Like I liked what they showed. I thought the summons that they're like pulling the summons from the theme park rides because like the teacups is obvious.
That's a cool idea.
The train is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Like that's
they got
cool.
The pirate ship.
I mean, it looks fun and joyful.
Yeah, it does look like the natural evolution of Kingdom Hearts 2, which was a lot more kind of action summon focused, whereas Kingdom Hearts 1 was clunky camera focused. So I'm very excited for it. Just like this is the next gen Kingdom Hearts. It's probably the best this game could have been. Like at this point in time, I have no real. Because like the story stuff has always been questionable at best. So
yeah. Plus, at this point, Platinum's probably making Kingdom Hearts 3 while they're at it. You know, they're making everything. They also got Rockstar.
They're consulting.
They got Rockstar to do the graphics engine. You know, this is apparently the perfect E3 for that shit.
Oh God, Rockstar! Tap
it
Ito
was
run
cool
Sora.
When they jumped off the top of the mountain and then like they were falling the long ways. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, the levels look really big.
Yeah.
Assuming we can go everywhere that we saw.
That was really and it looks it's so pretty.
Deus Ex's trailer was the closer, right?
Yeah. No. Do
you think Kingdom Hearts 3 should have closed?
The new studio was the closer.
Yeah.
The new project.
Tokyo RPG Factory.
Yeah, there's a new RPG, the new RPG thing.
All right. So what's the level 5 thing?
Oh, it's a handheld game called Yokai Watch.
Okay.
Yokai Watch coming to North America.
Yeah, Yokai Watch coming to North America.
They showed
honestly,
that at,
That was Nintendo's thing, dude, wasn't it?
That was on Nintendo's conference.
I thought they showed it at Square's too.
No.
Oh,
It was
it's
on- it was at
Square has
Nintendo's.
nothing to do with it.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Square's not making that game, right?
Okay, so then what was the new IP, new studio thing at the end?
It was the Tokyo Tokyo RPG Factory, which is a new studio at Square, and they're working on something called Project Setsuna. Yeah. And we got some concept art, and the concept art looked really cool. But I think it's cool that Square is.
It's a great announcement that Square's doing something new and they opened a new studio. It's bad under EEB rules of no gameplay doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is cool that, like, you know, in addition to all these remakes and sequels and continuations, it's like, hey, look at this. We're doing a new thing. We want you to know about this thing that we're doing. That's cool.
Yeah, for the record, I feel like we should probably commit 1 year to just literally not talking about things that didn't have gameplay, but then unfortunately we'd have nothing.
Yeah, that'd be short. That'd be short podcast.
We talk about 3 games.
Yeah, like this year we would have talked about, like.
Well, we would have talked about shit that everyone already knew about, and like, why aren't they talking about Final Fantasy VII? That was the oh my god moment.
Yeah.
I would have been able to talk about Nier.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to talk about Nier. Oh yeah, so Nier 2 loses,
Horizon,
yeah.
and like 2 other things, and that's it.
Yeah, Horizon, is like the only thing we talked about. And Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts gameplay.
Kingdom Hearts had gameplay, so it's in development. So that's totally a 2017 video game.
That's a 20 because it has to come out after Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
it has.
It has to,
and that's like 2016. So
that's
they're saying it's next year. The games will come
Final
out.
Fantasy 15 is looking closer and closer to like finally being here. So
I think at this point the 15 team and the Kingdom Hearts team are not the same.
yeah, I mean they're not
Yeah,
obviously,
no.
but I'm saying I'm saying that there's no way Kingdom Hearts 3 is a 2016 game if they're using the word now in development.
Yeah.
Which, like, what assholes, by the way? How many games?
Well, I mean,
come
they
on.
said that last year though, like now in development.
No. I'm saying when video games get announced, they don't have the words now in development as like a final thing, but Square has to do that shit because Square still can't get rid of this god-awful habit of announcing things that they aren't even remotely close to release.
I mean, why is that exclusive to Square, though?
Because they're the only ones that do it this badly.
Yeah, I feel like no one else really announces games
Who
like
does
4
it like
years.
this? Who does it like this?
Well, not this
Nobody
bad, but
else.
others still do
That's okay. This is. I'm sorry, I disrespected Senpei again.
Yeah, Senpai.
Okay, you're
Senpai?
forgiven.
Senpai.
Notice me.
Notice me. They're not gonna notice you. I'll just let it go.
Let it go.
But yeah, Square probably wins best third-party conference.
It's
Either them or Bethesda. I mean,
Bethesda.
Bethesda had a lot to actually show, so points to them for that.
Bethesda
Sure.
wins on the premise of you're actually gonna play their game sometime soon. Square gets the oh my god moment win victory.
Yeah, speaking of that one thing that pissed me off, how we're like saying that they showed shit that's like farther away or whatever. They got Dragon Quest Heroes coming out in like what 3 months, and they didn't even fucking mention that.
Yeah, it's almost like Dragon Quest Heroes is a bad
No, shut
game.
the fuck up.
It's almost
Don't they
like
want
no one cares about Dragon Quest
Don't
Heroes.
they want that game to fail, yo? It's coming out. I mean, what the hell?
It's almost like nobody in the West cares about
Whoa,
Dragon
hold
Quest.
on.
Why are they releasing it then?
Wait,
What the hell?
time out. Let me put it another way. Let's ignore the snark. It's almost like Square actually has like a pretty meaty lineup for a press conference, and Dragon Quest Heroes just doesn't rank compared to everything.
But it's not even
That's
it's
true.
not
Hitman sells
even
more.
show though.
Well, no,
Not
here's
even
what
at the show, dude.
And Nintendo
it's not even at
showed
the
it
show.
anyway.
It's not at the show at all. And it comes out in
Nintendo-
October.
Maybe
No,
it
Nintendo-
actually is a
Nintendo showed Dragon Quest Heroes.
when.
It's at their Treehouse stuff at the very
Oh.
least, because it makes more sense for Nintendo to show it than Square.
Yeah.
It's coming on PS4 though. Why would it be on Nintendo?
I thought that they showed it on Nintendo.
I thought somebody showed it.
Dragon Quest Heroes is on PS4 coming over here.
Maybe it was Sony.
Sony showed it. That's right. Okay, Sony showed it. It was in their montage.
Oh wow, their montage.
Hey,
Ooh.
it's something.
Hey, Eljosa, that might just be a warning sign from the heavens telling you should not be buying that game. And I'm not
They
even
got
saying
good
this.
reviews and stuff.
I think it's probably more what Goggin said of like
Wow.
their lineup is so meaty that it's just like some things are just not going to get the screen time at their conference.
I mean, they didn't talk about FF15.
Oh, and apparently it is on the show floor though. I'm watching the video of someone playing it, so that's kind of
it's
good.
almost like you should have not spazzed about this because it's probably there.
But still, they should have at least fucking acknowledged it, yo. Like, don't know what the game
I'm
to
just
sell.
saying, they had an hour, guy, and they were going through games that sell more.
Dog,
With
they
the
show
exception
Kingdom
of
Hearts on
Nier.
iOS. Are you kidding me?
Because it's Kingdom Hearts and it sells on everything.
Kingdom
And
Hearts gonna do way better on iOS.
yeah, that iOS game is going to sell way more, and you know it.
I actually thought that game would look really cool until they said iOS.
It does
Yeah.
look cool.
Yeah.
It looks like Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
It reminded me of
Art style's interesting.
of the theater rhythm games. Look at that similar art style.
So
Yeah,
that's-
yeah, I think that could be fun. I mean, whatever.
It's iOS.
Yeah, Dragon Quest Heroes looks good.
Yeah,
Fuck you guys.
so Square or Bethesda takes it among the third party, depending on what you want to give, depending on
Right.
what you value more than the other.
Right.
Pure games lineup, if we're taking into account that I'm not taking points away for not showing gameplay, I give more of a shit about Square stuff. Because
Right.
Bethesda, for me, comes down to Doom is good.
Right.
Yeah,
Whereas I'm just Fallout's
Yeah.
good.
yeah, Dishonored 2 is good, but, you know, I don't really
Lot more
need Fallout in my
gameplay.
life. Yeah.
Bethesda though.
Yeah, we did get more gameplay. So yeah, I guess by EV rules, Bethesda does lead. But
We
I
got
thought-
15 minutes of Doom.
Yeah,
Like
we did get 15 minutes of Doom.
we got more of Doom than anything at Square's conference.
Yeah.
We got
All
more-
of Square's
We
conference.
probably got
We got-
maybe too much Doom.
We
They
got
probably
more
could've
of
made
Doom
that-
than
yeah.
any other game at E3.
There is
except
no
almost,
such thing as too much Doom.
Except,
Fallout might have been longer.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Fallout was definitely long.
And Fallout showed at other conferences also.
Yeah.
Plants
true.
vs. Zombies for third.
No, God, we got way too much Plants
So-
vs Zombies though.
So much of zombie
Yeah,
and plant
so much
warfare.
I'm just saying. I guess I'm just as happy that Square is back to being Square. Clearly.
Looking forward
Yeah.
to these games.
Yeah,
in
I'm
2 or 3
happy.
years.
They
Yeah.
turned
Square-
around since Final Fantasy 14.
All right, you hear that, Capcom? You have to turn it around. Let's do it.
Next year we're gonna get that Xenogears remake. You just gotta believe.
Make-A-Wish Foundation, come on.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll be back next year, the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I don't know.
Nope.
No.
It's all
I think
from
that's
here to
kind of a
August.
once in like an E3 cycle kind of thing.
Yeah. So that'll do it for the third party stuff. Podcast.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do. Yeah.
That'll do.
I guess do we have to grade these or
No.
Yeah, we can be quick.
do
We can be
grade?
quick.
All right, I'll grade
You
them
don't
real
have
quick.
to.
EA, I'm giving a D. Ubisoft, an F. Square, a solid C.
It's
A
actually
C
not
is solid. What school do you go to?
A C is you pass. Like it's enough.
Yo, fuck that. Square, like, at least B+.
Square
yeah.
had pacing issues for their conference.
It wasn't
Yes.
even pacing issues. My thing is, here's what you announced: more Tomb Raider, more Hitman, more Deus
Yo,
Ex,
pasting issues is James Cameron.
more
They're
Star
fine.
Ocean, Kingdom Hearts finally in development, I guess. And then
Why does that offend you so much?
that. Or
what?
Just Cause.
Because they said it at the end of a trailer in development. No trailer.
What do you
Ends
expect
on
them
that.
to say? What
Because
should they
it,
say?
like, because it like goes without saying it's in development. You don't need to actually say it. If you're making a trailer, that pretty much says, "Oh, someone's developing this video game." Not, "Oh, I wonder if it's in development."
Well, with Square, you really don't know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
it
man,
was
that's
Square
a
they
point.
point out.
No, but
Point.
no, we're actually like that should point out how annoying Square is, not like a positive. Like whatever, we're at step 1. Square has admitted a fault of their 12-step process.
All right, keep going.
I just gave him a C. Yeah, I thought it was fine. A lot of it was fun. The specific announcements that get everyone else excited don't do anything for me because I have no context for Nier other than Platinum's making it, so I'll buy it. And then I guess
gotta
Mankind
play the
Divided.
first one, though.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I have to
Yep.
play the first. I haven't played the first one, and I haven't played Human Revolution. So considering they got a C on that without me playing the good parts of those games, I would say it's pretty respectable C. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Defending my C. EA, I don't see why they get higher than a D. They showed a puzzle platformer and Battlefront.
Chris, what do you think?
Ubisoft D. Ubisoft D. EA C and Square B.
You're not gonna give an A for Kingdom Hearts 3?
I mean, even with Kingdom Hearts 3, there's still other stuff I didn't care about.
Oh, okay.
Like A for Kingdom Hearts, B for Square Enix.
Okay. Benjamin?
I mean, I didn't really watch. I didn't get to see any conferences live.
Did you see
But-
EA?
I saw bits and pieces of EA.
What would you give the bits and pieces of EA?
I'm glad Mirror's Edge was there. B.
That's a B?
They had Mass Effect, and I still gave them a C.
C.
There you go.
Ubisoft's like a D,
Yeah.
Ubisoft's too high again.
and Square is a B because Nier is really, really good.
Kira?
EA a D because I had to sit through stuff that I just didn't care about and it just dragged.
I agree with the D there.
Yeah. Ubisoft I didn't watch because I wanted to, do something that day. And Square a B because they had pacing issues, but I was interested in pretty much everything that they showed. So
Shouldn't the games lineup then trump the pacing issues? I feel like that they're deserving of an A, at least on their games lineup.
But I have to maintain the integrity of Endless
That's
Backlog
true.
because they didn't show enough gameplay.
This is true. I forgot that.
Integrity.
So William,
I didn't see much of Ubisoft. What I did see was terrible F. Ubisoft fails. Why do you have a conference? Get out. EA gets maybe a D plus because Battlefront looks fantastic and Unravel's cool. Otherwise, they had pacing issues, and I don't care about their lineup. Mirror's Edge looks alright. Square, on basis of pure game lineup, I would give them an A, but on the idea of, hey, I already knew about Final Fantasy VII because it was at the Sony thing. Based on pacing
you can't surprise me twice.
Yeah, and we didn't get as much gameplay as I would have liked. So, on pure games lineup, they were probably the best. But, in terms of how their conference was structured and what they actually showed, solid B. Very good. Come back next year, please.
Yeah.
With all those games you teased.
Yeah, please show us gameplay next year.
Show us Kingdom Hearts 3 next year with a release date.
Oh my god, if they do that.
Show us something, apparently FF7's remake is fairly far along according to Nomura, so, show us something.
And next year you have to show a gameplay of that game. You cannot show a fan.
Yeah, and and next year if FF15 isn't out by then, I need gameplay.
Yeah, if FF15 is not out by E3 next year, it better be. It's coming out in the holiday of 2015.
Yeah, 2
Here
days.
is an extensive gameplay demo of why this game's going to be the holiday game.
That could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I really don't mind waiting a little bit because the demo that they gave us, proves to me, this is worth waiting for. I don't mind. But,
plus the end of this year is so stacked, and next year's stacked, and
yeah. So I mean,
we still have a Gamescom of announcements. People are saying they have announcements for Gamescom.
I feel like Square's probably in the best position of all the third-party publishers to be look at all this shit that we have, because they just have so many studios and so many IPs that people enjoy.
Can't wait. They have the most potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aljosa.
EA F, Ubisoft F, Square A.
Thank you. Someone with the A. Someone else should get an A.
Integrity.
The type of integrity only Aljosa can give you.
A for integrity, I agree.
This review is brought to you by Square-Enix Holdings Corporation.
That'll do it for
but
the
seriously.
Yeah. I mean, you got everything you wanted from Square on some level, didn't you?
Yeah, basically.
Platinum's making a game. You like Platinum stuff.
Yeah, they're okay.
Mankind Divided had a gameplay demonstration that you're super into.
Yeah, that game looks okay.
You might play Star Ocean 5.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So really, they're getting an A for the Final Fantasy VII announcement from the night before.
Yeah, sure. And Kingdom Hearts 3, because that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
For that. He's only on the first Kingdom Hearts right now.
I beat the first one. 2.5 is coming in, so I'm gonna start that sometime after Arkham Knight and Shadows of the Damned. So that should be fun.
See, Birth by Sleep's actually worth playing, so play that one.
And
Kingdom Hearts 2 is better than the first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chain of Memories is good. So yeah.
All right, that'll do it for the Endless Backlog podcast on Square, EA, and Ubisoft. Ubisoft, you sucked. Please fix yourself. Electronic Arts, you could do better. Square, welcome back. That'll do it. We'll talk Nintendo next. Yay.
Oh, God.
Peace.
Peace.